Inside the Ropes with your hosts, Dominique Neal and Edwin Jones.
Welcome to another episode of Inside the Ropes. He's Dominique Robinson Neal. I'm Edwin Jones, and we got a great show lined up for you on this week. Yo, Dominic, let's tell them what we're going to talk about. We're talking about boxing injuries, and let's get into it.
Well, we're going to talk about boxing injuries, and the main, most injuries that happen in boxing are small injuries, and like your elbow getting overextended, you might fall and twist your knee, ankle twist, and it happens in the ring. But a lot of time, the most serious injuries with the long-term effect, you have two types.
Okay.
You have punch-drunk syndrome.
All right.
And you have Parkinson. It's called Parkinsonism pugilistica.
Okay.
That's it. It's a hard word to say.
Right. So like an offspring of Parkinson's disease.
Correct.
That's sort of the same look.
Right. That's what Muhammad Ali has.
Okay.
So he doesn't have regular Parkinson.
Right.
He has the Parkinsonism pugilistica.
And that's from being a fighter and everything. So
right.
That's different.
Taking blows. Right.
Okay. Continue.
And you have, most fighters who end up with punch-drunk syndrome, most of those type boxers, you find like 10 to 20% of all fighters. And most of those are boxers who really can't box. They have a non-boxing style, more brawlers, and more journeymen. Because you might get a journeyman, he just comes to the gym to train to make a young prospect or a lot of people better.
Right.
And that's how he eats. So he takes a lot of punches to the head, and he's not gonna say, well, I got a concussion.
Sure.
Because that's how he's feeding himself.
Right. That's gonna put him off to the sideline if he says something like that.
Correct. And those type injuries have a long-term effect on a boxer.
Right.
The punch-drunk syndrome. And what you have to look at when you have this type of situation is, in boxing, there's no pension.
And that's important to talk about.
Right. In boxing, like basketball, you have a pension.
Right.
Football, baseball, all those sports have pensions. Now, there's only one state in the USA that has a pension, and that's California. They just started that.
Okay.
And after you're 55 years old and you've had 40 rounds of professional boxing in that state, then they give you a pension. Now, it's a small pension,
right?
But it's something.
Yeah, every little bit helps.
Everything helps.
Yeah.
And it's a step into improving the sport.
Exactly.
Because there have been a lot of boxers that were great who died broke, didn't have a pension, and they died. I'm not saying they died from being punch drunk or had punch drunk syndrome,
right.
But they left out, Joe Louis for one, Jack Dempsey had, I'm talking about guys who end up with this punch drunk syndrome.
Wow.
Joe Louis, Jack Dempsey, it's a bunch of them that I didn't do all my research on, but they end up with it, and
And you kind of have to wonder what the quality of life was after the ring, and the type of care, the type of medical care that they did or did not receive during that time.
And this is a sport that you can be forgot about real quick.
Of course, you're not in the limelight. You're not fighting anymore, and so now everybody's forgotten your name, but you still live, and you still got a life.
Here's the thing. Now, we talking about injuries. Cheerleaders get more injuries
than
boxers
right.
every year. Football, you have more injuries than boxers. You have more injuries in basketball.
Right.
Equestrians have more injuries than boxing.
You're riding a horse.
So now you have all these other sports that have more injuries than boxing, but some of them still have a pension.
Right.
Now you take a boxer for example. Let's say his career ends sort of like Gerald McClellan.
Okay.
When his mother or his sister's been taking care of him for the last, don't know exact amount of numbers, but it's been a long time.
Wow.
Ever since he fought Nigel Benn, he had brain damage, and he's been being bedridden, and his sister's been taking care of him this whole time.
Right.
So there wasn't no pension for him.
Right.
So you got to basically live off the money that you made, and if you don't have any, if you really didn't make any, then you just another soul out there lost.
Exactly. So it behooves you to be very skillful and very prepared and ready to step into the ring, so you can prevent some of these types of head injuries and everything.
Well, you got all kind of preventive measures, but that's just like you driving your car out here.
Yeah.
I put you on I-20, somebody hit you,
right,
and clip you. There's nothing you can do
about that.
You know what I'm saying? You can be the safest person, and matter of fact, your health, no amount of money in this world can compensate for your health.
That's true.
You know, I've had, and I tell you, I'm gonna get off the subject just a little bit.
Okay.
But I've had, when I was in the Ranger Battalion, I had a soldier. His name was Jeremy Bird. His father and mother, they were millionaires.
Okay.
Probably at this point, they probably some of the richest people in Wisconsin. They used to go out with guys and go big, spend $6,000 just to go hunt a deer.
Just like that.
They fly out.
Right.
So, you know, he died, and we went to do a funeral. His funeral, so they flew the whole platoon up there.
Okay.
And his father went out and bought boots for everybody. We went quail hunting. They had a big MTV type crib house.
Yeah, okay.
He had another son too that was younger. So, man, you know, we would walk around the house, and he took us quail hunting. Everybody got a gun, shooting
and everything.
And we're using his quails.
Exactly.
So I'm like, man, this is something. So late on that night, we were upstairs wrestling. They got a big wrestling room upstairs in the house.
Okay.
And we were up in there wrestling, and I was like, dog, Mr. Bird, you know, I said, you got a nice house,
setup.
nice everything. He said, and one thing he said that stuck with me to this day, he said, you know what, son Robinson Neal? He said, all this money that I have can't bring my son back.
Can't bring my son back.
So, I bring that back to boxing.
Of course.
I'm not gonna put nobody else's child out there or nobody else's daughter or son and put them in harm's way.
Right.
You know, they're already in harm's way out there fighting. But
to begin
if
with,
I can make sure they're in tip-top condition, I can make sure they're practicing good defense, good defense.
yes,
They're not gonna get it. They're not gonna take as much of a chance to get hurt as they would, you know, if they didn't know any better.
that's why it's so important to pick the right trainer, to pick somebody that you know is concerned about the technique of it all, concerned about the fundamentals of boxing, and not just have somebody say, you know, go out there and go get them. You know, when you're teaching them, just like you're saying, and people that are trained with you, you have that concern in your heart, that care in your heart, that I'm going to make sure that you are ready and possibly do everything we can do to make sure that you're going to be safe while you're out there fighting.
That's right. That's like if you bring your child to me and I tell you, Edwin, Mr. Jones, I'm training your son. But I got two systems.
Okay.
I have one system on my left where he learns how to get in the middle of the ring and go toe to toe.
Okay.
He might take a few blows to the head every now and then.
Right, just a couple.
But you know, or I have the system where I try to teach him the sweet science where I try to teach him how to hit and not be hit. Or how to swim and don't get wet.
There you go.
That's what term I like using.
Yes.
So what style do you want?
I want to swim and not get wet.
Right, because you're concerned, you know,
Exactly.
and so that's when you're dealing with fighters and you're dealing with boxing. This, like I said, it's a very emotional, very sensitive sport. You know, you got somebody's life on the line. If somebody's life is on the line, every time that you put him out there in harm's way,
you got to know that they're ready.
You got to know that they're ready.
You train them, and that they're peak condition, and that they put in the work that need necessary to lead to a safe fight, as safe as possible.
Now, on the other hand, when they get little injuries, like I hurt my finger, or my elbow got hyperextended, or you know, I think my eye swollen or something, I'm gonna tell you, welcome to boxing.
Exactly.
You know, because I'm not gonna baby you.
You can't.
You know, this is what you want to do. Like, you know, a lot of people come to the gym say they want to be fighters, but they're really not. The hardest, well, it's not hard. It's sort of easy. I've gotten used to it. Late, they just tell them, hey, you're not built for boxing.
You're not cut out for it.
You're not cut out for it. Now you can go to another trainer. He might take you
and put you out there.
He gonna put you out there. But usually, if I say you're not cut out from that cloth and you can't make it, usually I'm almost right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I would be surprised if, you know,
they go on to make it after you've told them that they probably
especially if you're 30 years old. If you're 30 years old, 28 years old, you know, a kid, somebody coming up young, he's used to getting punches thrown at him. He's used to that type of work. He's used to the hard work. He's young.
Exactly.
You're older.
Yeah.
Man, I don't even be taking
I ain't
these
trying
punches.
to hear that.
Yeah, I don't, you know, I don't
Going
need all
home.
that. Right, I'm going home. You know what I'm saying?
Where I know it's safe.
The mental is going to be totally different.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I always go back to, you got to have a good trainer that can motivate you. You got to have a good trainer that can make you feel like I can't be hurt, or make you feel like I'm at the best
shape possible.
Everything has to be clicking on all 8 cylinders, or if you got a 12 cylinder,
right.
all 12
All
cylinders
12.
that night.
Exactly. And that's pivotal, because I mean, if you don't feel that as a fighter, it's gonna play over in your head, it's gonna show in your fights, and then that potentially opens you up for serious injury, and you definitely can't make a career that way.
Now, I'm gonna show you something. If a fighter trusts you, and have confidence in you, I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show Mr. Folk something.
All right.
That's gonna amaze you.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna take a cut for a second, and we're gonna get to it.
Okay.
All right. Now, I'm gonna show you a little mental demonstration here, real quick. All right. Face the camera. Put your feet together. All right. Hold this in your hand. All right. Now, put your other hand on your basic side. Now watch. As I pull you, you're losing your balance. So I'm gonna do it again.
Right.
No problem. It's not a problem. All right. Feet together.
Okay.
All right. Pull you down. Lose. Okay.
All right.
Now, I'm gonna show you something we use in boxing that's gonna make him keep his balance. Now, put this in your hand. It has something on it, but it's gonna make you. Now, watch this. Now, ready?
Wow.
See that? Now,
That was amazing.
Show you something else.
Okay.
Turn around.
Okay.
All right, stick both hands up. Now I want you to just keep looking forward. Take your hand back as far as you can take. No, just that one. Right. Yeah. All right. Freeze once you get there. All right. So where's that? Right here. Okay. Put it down. Now, spray some more of that stuff on here. Put this in your hand.
Okay.
Hold your hands back up. Take this hand back as far as you can take it. Now look. Freeze. You back here now.
Yeah.
All right, stop. Now, give me my stuff back.
All right.
Now, turn around.
All right.
Now, why were you able to hold me up the second time?
I can't even explain it.
Why were you able to take your hand back?
I have no clue.
You want to see what I gave you?
Yes.
I gave you a piece of cotton. Nothing. It says nothing on it, but it's your mind. My mind, I told you, I got in your mind and made you think that you could do something that you could, at first you couldn't do. So when the fighter comes to the corner, this is more like on our facts of the day.
Okay.
I'll give you a little fact.
Here we go.
A trainer can make a fighter think a whole lot. You see, you just did that.
I did that. Exactly. Wow.
You held me up. I was putting all my pressure on it.
Yeah.
But this time you held me up because I told you I put something in your hand. But all I put in your hand was a piece of gauze.
Wow.
And you can take that home. It's a miracle drug. But
wow, placebo.
So that's our fact for the day. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is all good.
And I didn't want to show you guys that before we, practicing.
Right.
Just to amaze you that what the mind can do.
That was pretty powerful, man. That was pretty powerful, man. And hey, that's what it's been, man. I mean, we inside the ropes. This is what we do.
This has been another
That's
another edition of Inside the Ropes. And
hey, we'll come back to you next week. It's been a great show.
Thank you. All right, stand. Okay, well, whenever he's ready, I'm saying. All right, now I'm gonna show you a little mental demonstration here, real quick. All right, face the camera. Put your feet together. All right, hold this in your hand. All right, now put your other hand on your basic side. Now watch. As I pull you, you're losing your balance. So I'm gonna do it again.
Right.
No problem. It's not a problem. All right, feet together.
Okay.
All right, pull you down. Lose. Okay.
All right.
Now, I'm gonna show you something we use in boxing that's gonna make him keep his balance. Now, put this in your hand. It has something on it, but it's gonna make you. Now, watch this. Now, ready?
Wow.
See that? Now,
That was amazing.
Show you something else.
Okay.
Turn around.
Okay.
All right, stick both hands up. Now, I want you to just keep looking forward. Take your hand back as far as you can take. No, just that one. Right. Yeah. All right. Freeze once you get there. All right. So where's that? Right here. Okay. Put it down. Now, spray some more of that stuff on here. Put this in your hand.
Okay.
Hold your hands back up. Take this hand back as far as you can take it. Now look. Freeze. You back here now.
Yeah.
All right. Stop. Now. Give me my stuff back.
All right.
Now, turn around.
All right.
Now, why were you able to hold me up the second time?
I can't even explain it.
Why were you able to take your hand back?
I have no clue.
You want to see what I gave you?
Yes.
I gave you a piece of cotton. Nothing. It says nothing on it, but it's your mind. My mind, I told you, I got in your mind and made you think that you could do something that you could, at first you couldn't do. So when the fighter comes to the corner, this is more like on our facts of the day.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a little fact.
Here we go.
A trainer can make a fighter think a whole lot. You see, you just did that.
I did that. Exactly. Wow.
You held me up. I was putting all my pressure on it.
Yeah.
But this time you held me up because I told you I put something in your hand. But all I put in your hand was a piece of gauze.
Wow.
And you can take that home. It's a miracle drug. But
wow, placebo.
So that's our fact for the day. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is all good.
And I didn't want to show you guys that before we, practicing.
Right.
Just to amaze you that what the mind can do.
That was pretty powerful, man. That was pretty powerful, man. And hey, that's what it's been, man. I mean, we inside the ropes. This is what we do.
There's been another
edition.
Another edition of Inside the Ropes, and
hey, we'll come back to you next week. It's been a great show.
Thank you.